Alright, part 2. We're here finishing up our racing game tier list. So we got the classics. If you want to know my decision makings, make sure you go back and watch part 1 of this. And make sure to check out the various tier lists up in the corner there. I left you a little card. Make sure to go check those out too, if you're interested in this. Without any further ado, starting with Gran Turismo 3. I don't think I've ever played Gran Turismo 3. Unfortunately. I've heard it's very great. I have played 4, The Legend. And it's gotta be an S. It's not kind of my cup of tea. A lot of the Gran Turismo games aren't really my cup of tea. As I mentioned back in the previous video that I bought my PS4 for Gran Turismo Sport, so I like them. I'm willing to buy a console for the one game. I mean, of course I used it for other games. I wouldn't play one game on a console. But 5 is going to get an A. I don't necessarily rate the Gran Turismo games overall better than the Forza games. I very much like the Forza games over the Gran Turismo games. As I just said, Gran Turismo games are not really my cup of tea, and same thing with GT6 following. On average, you may have noticed that I have ranked the Forza games lower, but I enjoy them more. They might not be necessarily better put together games, but I enjoy the Forza games more. I think they give me more enjoyment, whereas the Gran Turismo games don't necessarily keep my attention, but I think they're good games. Now we've got Horizon Chase. D. I can't say that game's garbage because it's essentially a remake of like Outlaw somewhat, but it's not garbage, but it's now juiced. S tier. You get to be cussed out while you get to pick your own cell phone in a game. Don't even mind the racing. That's it. That's all. It's a good game. It's a good racing game. They're very overlooked. I think both of the Juiced games are, because I would rate Juiced 2 over Juiced 1. But no, Juiced 2 is a masterpiece. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not S. It's a masterpiece. Absolutely. I love them. They're dumb challenges, and it can be a hard game at times, but I love it. They were kind of the original pioneers in all of the crazy customizations and stuff, way before Need for Speed. It was the good street racing on dumb tracks with betting, pink slip racing. It was Need for Speed and Midnight Club all together, and I love it. One of my favorite overlooked games, and I'm still to this day hoping for a Juiced 3. Let's get this junk out of the way. Never played. There's a reason I've never played those two. Now, I haven't played Mario 64 either. But, yeah. Now, a lot of people like to complain about 8, but I think 8's pretty good. And I do have the deluxe. That one is 8 deluxe, but there is regular 8 as well. I enjoy it. Haven't played that Mario Kart either, but Mario Kart for the Wii is in fact a masterpiece. So while 8 might be down there, I enjoy the quality of it. And I have played Mario Kart for DS, which is, I would also put that probably up an S or masterpiece, because good. But they just happen to put the couple that I didn't play and the other two. Midnight Club. I've never played the first one. The second one was mediocre. The third one is a masterpiece. Where did I just drop that? Oh no. Alright, so there it is. Um, the third one is a masterpiece. I love the Midnight Club games. I still hope for the fourth one slash fifth one because I don't know if they count Midnight Club LA as one. And Midnight Club LA is also an S tier game. I'm very much passionate about the street racing customization theme. I want another Midnight Club Rockstar. Don't give me GTA 6. Give me another Midnight Club. I'm watching you. They made a second Midtown Madness? Oh my god. I've never played it, unfortunately. But oh, I love Midtown Madness. This was a pretty garbage game, unfortunately. But I love it. It's one of those quirky little dumb games, very much along the lines of Midnight Club 3. But it's quirky instead of dark and like street racing. I love Midtown Madness, and I forgot about it, so I might just buy it again. Bad decisions are maybe gonna be made. Alright, I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. And I don't know what you are. Yeah. Oof. My summer car. A. Drink and drive. You can pee while you're driving. You start with a car that's non-existent car. It's just pieces. I like to take the boat across the lake and buy all my parts and stuff. Or buy my extra stuff like my engine oil and stuff like that. The stuff you gotta buy off the beginning of the game. But you can flip people off. It is one fantastic little finished game. It's I think it's still rough around the edges, but I think it was always meant to be. So it gets an A. The Need for Speed. Never played. Now, 2015 Need for Speed? A. I think this is what kind of started it. This was, I think, the first Ghost Games Need for Speed. And I love the customization. I think there was much better to do, and I think there should have been some sort of fast travel in this game. Because if you end up on the opposite side of the map and need to do something to your car, it takes forever. But I like it. It's a good game. Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit? I didn't know this game existed. I love Hot Pursuit 2, which is this game here. I love that game. I didn't know whatever this was existed. Carbon Own the City. I believe this was a DS game. For a DS game, that's pretty alright. I'm gonna give it a B. Now under regular Carbon, gets an A. I love the canyon. It was kind of hard, kind of dumb, but I enjoyed the pink slip racing also in that, and I love the canyon. Heat. I'm really, really sad that this game got discontinued so fast. I loved it. It was finally a good vibing game because what was it? Is it on here? Yeah, Payback I thought was mediocre. So I love Heat. It's a shame that I have to put it in A because I don't think it deserves any higher. It's a shame, but I love that game. It's a shame that they gave up on it so quick. Nope. Yep. Yep. Okay, now I'll explain the top pursuits. I just love the cop aspect in Need for Speed. Being able, well, in I don't remember if you could in Hot Pursuit 2, but in being able to do the be the cop mode, I loved that with the different tactical elements, the roadblocks, the spike strips, the jammers, stuff like that. I loved that. The online of this game also right when it came out was fantastic as well. I love it. It's a good game. It's just a good game, and I love that the remaster as well. I play that every so often. The Most Wanted, masterpiece. And unfortunately, while I did actually like Most Wanted 2012, it's a D tier. Oh, I don't know what that other game was then. I don't know what this is. So that's gotta go to never played, because I don't know what that is, because Most Wanted is a masterpiece, and you're not gonna change my mind otherwise. Nitro, garbage. No Limits, C. Payback, C. I enjoyed the atmosphere, I enjoyed the derelict cars, I wish there was more. I enjoyed a lot of the activities in the game, but it just wasn't a well put together game. Story was good though. Nope. Pro Street, S tier. That's gonna cause some stir. I don't care. I love Pro Street. There needs to be another one. I don't know why I'm whispering. There needs to be another one. I love Pro Street. Give me a Pro Street tune. Do it, EA. Do it. Hey, Rockstar, Midnight Club, EA, another Pro Street. Rivals. I didn't play this game too much. My friend really loved it, but for what I could tell, it wasn't that great of a game. Yeah, I had to demote it to a C, but eh. Shift, D. I don't want to talk about it. I'm salty about the run. I actually think the run's a great game. It's getting a D because the story mode took me like 2 hours. Not really. I mean, it was like 6. But I bought the game brand new, $60. I beat that game the first night. I never touched it again. I was so salty. This game tarnished my reputation for Need for Speed for a long time until 2015 came out. I think that was a 6, 7 year period. I didn't even want to think or touch about Need for Speed. I mean, Pro Street came out in there at that time, but Pro Street's different. I want one. Give me it. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting to the end. Undercover. A tier. Good game. Not so great driving. Great story. Um, I love the map. I think that's a pretty upper tier game. Rivals. Underground Rivals. Never played. All right. Masterpiece. Brum brum brum. I don't remember which one of these two that was, but I loved both Undergrounds, and I went back through and played both of them recently. Top tier games. The bestesses. Not really the bestesses, but top tier. Need for Speed World. I got to play this a little bit before servers went down, and I understand why it went down. The whole game was play to peel. I was gonna try and do an EA pun because that's all it was. But no, it was a fun game. I really enjoyed the customization. I really enjoyed the world. It was pretty much set in the same universe as Most Wanted at night, but it was all right. It was like Carbon and Need or Most Wanted in one game. It was all right. It was the reason it gets so low because if it was mostly free to play, like a whole game like Carbon and Most Wanted, it would probably be an S tier or even an A tier because it was really fun. But the whole game was all right. Put your credit card in. I did not play. I did not play Outrun 2006, but the original I have played. Project Cars 1. A. Project Cars 2. S. I love the sim. I love the physics in this game, actually. The curves are terrible just because the slip and the slide, and they will take you out. But not with dinner, unfortunately. Just to your death. And the driver career, as I was ranting and raving about before, that it's great. I love the driver story, the driver career in that game. I think if they managed to fix Project Cars 4 and it's something like Project Cars 2, I really want that story back in because I loved it. It is probably one of the best, most comprehensive driver sim stories. Way better than the kind of season progression that you make up yourself in F1. Now on to the sad boy hours. Project Cars 3. It's gotta be a C tier. I've got it. I own Project Cars 3. I bought it on sale sometime after, and I don't think it's nearly as bad as like people make it out to be. It's just that it's not a Project Cars game. It's more or less like a Need for Speed world that like right next to it. That I mean it's obviously not open world, but it's a little EXP fun grab that's not a sim anymore without the like all of the aspects of what a sim would be. No fuel, no tires, no pit lane, just terrible short race. Well, not necessarily short races, but yeah, it's not a Project Cars game. It may have that in the title. It's not. It's just a terrible game. Like it's if you extract the Project Cars essence out of it, it's an okay game. Like if you call it something different, it's not that bad. But they called it a Project Cars game and they tarnished it. If they fix Project Cars 4 and do it something similar to like the Project Cars 2, that it is a sim with a story, I think they could save their existence. I know Slightly Mad was just bought, well not just bought, but bought by Codemasters, who was bought by EA, so it's unlikely. And it's probably just gonna get the axe, but the little sim race game built by sim racers will probably be no more. PGR4 was hot garbage. PGR2 is one of my favorite racing games of all time. It was the downfall. PGR3 and PGR4 were both miserable little games. PGR3 way better than 4, but does not compare to PGR2. Alright, Pimp My Ride. I think this game was one of the first couple of games I got with my 360 because I loved the show. The dumb antics and stuff, and I've learned the stories behind it. Even still, I think it's okay, but garbage. The game is garbage, and I would probably put the show in C tier, but it's alright. Don't know. Never played. Never played. Was alright. Sega Rally. I think I played this on the PS2. I don't quite remember. If it's the game I'm thinking about, it was alright. I loved the game, but it was super basic. But it's probably not the game I'm thinking out, so it probably just got an unfair C. Yeah, no Sonic for me. SRS, I know I skipped it, but it's garbage. Don't even think about it. Split Second? Nope, not garbage. It was a D tier. It's a game that you can hop on and play every so often, but no. SRS is such a garbage game, by the way. Sorry I skipped it, but I had to. Never played. I'm super excited for Solar Crown. For TDU Solar Crown coming out. I think it's the end of 2022. I'm so stoked. TDU, it's doing it. It's going first. It's my number one rated game, racing game of all time. I love the islands. I love the driving. I love the rich atmosphere. I love the street racing. The handling is utter garbage, but I don't care. Everything else tops it. It's one of those hidden gems. While Test Drive Unlimited 1 was not nearly as good, and neither were a lot of the other Test Drive games, Test Drive Unlimited, both of them are fantastic little gems, and I urge you to try Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown when it comes out at the end of next year. It's a lovely game, and I don't know what I can say about Solar Crown yet because it's not out, but I'm so excited. The Crew 2, S tier. This is not a game that you sit down and play by yourself because it's pretty boring by yourself. I mean, it's a game that you can if you just want the grind, but if you sit and play with your friends, I mean, you got a max crew of 4, but you hop in one friend, you just kind of play together, do a little racing. It's a good game. It it's an S with friends, it's a B solo. So that's the asterisk. And kind of the same deal with the Crew 1. The dark atmosphere where the game opens with him killing your brother. That's not a spoiler, that's the opening of the game. It's a dark game. It's like super twisted for a racing game at least. But it's kind of same deal. While the Crew 2 is an S with friends slash even one friend, it's an S. The Crew's an A with friends, the first one, and it's a C without, as the Crew 2 is a B without. I played this one. Hot garbage. Didn't play. 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 C tier. That's it. That's all you're getting from me. Didn't play. Where'd VR? I thought there was a V Rally 3 in this, but I might have just been mistaken. But it's okay. I haven't played it regardless. V Rally 4 gets a B tier. That's kind of great. It's alright. Um, C tier. That's alright. I haven't played this, but it looks interesting. I was kind of scrolling through this, and that's kind of a game I want to try. Like, some of these games are games that are in the bottom here, are games that I want to try. Like, I'd love to try Drive Club. I own Dirt 5, haven't played it yet. I'd love to play Dirt 1. I'd love to try the first one. I'd love to try most of these Need for Speeds. I'd love to try Gran Turismo 3. Um, somewhat of the Ridge Racers. And I have a vague feeling that I played this game, but I really have zero memory of it and enough to make a decision, so I don't know. And Midtown Madness 2. I a lot of these games are games that I want to try, and Grand Tour game. ending off here with Wreckfest. Wreckfest is an S tier. At launch, when this game first came out, in early access, for an early access game, I would have given it a masterpiece. But at launch, I would have given it a D tier. But it's clawed its way back up to S. All the new add-ons, the season pass, the physics, and kind of the updates and stuff. Yeah, it's an S. And I would say a partially unworthy one, but it's fantastic. The online, not the community, but like the server browser and finding a match kind of sucks because there's not a whole lot there of what you want or should look at. But it's a fantastic thing, and yeah. Well, here's my finalized list of all the games that I rank. The Undergrounds. I urge you to try TDU too. Here's my final list. The Undergrounds, Dirt Rally 2.0. I love Juice 2, Horizon 4, Most Wanted, Midnight Club, and I urge you, if you've never tried or played TDU2, it's not really a great game. I know but I can't rate it anything other than a masterpiece because it's probably my favorite racing game, probably one of my favorite games, period, of all time. The handling is terrible, but in my heart, it doesn't matter. I urge you to try it if you haven't. Servers are down, but you can play the whole game in single player offline. It doesn't matter. You can get it on, I believe, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. I've got it both on 360 and PC, and try it. And we've got a lot of our other games that kind of fall down slowly here. And you've got our garbage of Forza 5, Garfield Kart, woo. Need for Speed Nitro, PGR4, which PGR stands for Project Gotham Racing. Pimp My Ride, Street Racing Syndicate, SRS. And I believe that's Fast and Furious Showdown. But if it's not, that's in place and it's a garbage game. I bought it. Don't. Well, and I'd just like to thank you guys all for watching. After we've gone through this list, there are a couple of games in here that I want to play and this makes me reminisce and want to try a couple of older games and maybe see if they improved a little bit. But remember to like, subscribe, and go back and watch the first part if you haven't seen it. It's just a couple of the other ones that were already tiered up when you started this video. And make sure to check out the other tier list videos in the playlist on my channel if you like it. And this is mostly an automotive channel, so check out my other racing games, check out my gameplay, check out whatever. Feel free to leave me some suggestions and tell me how wrong I am on some of these games, because I'm sure some of you think so. Alright, have a nice night. Peace.